What up? It's your boy Bishop Lamont representing on Carson's finest, homegrown radio. Keep it locked right there. Message!
Asking, man, why so long, man? What's been going on, Bishop?
Well, my brother,
Bishop,
5 years
ago. Time,
yeah.
Oh, we got time.
More than 5 years.
It's been a minute.
When you sign to the biggest label in the world, there is going to come some complications and some things that you couldn't even fathom when you just come in there thinking about putting out the coldest music, putting down the coldest work ethic, and you inherit politics and circumstances and ain't got nothing to do with you. And so that just made everything avalanche into something that I didn't want no parts of, but I had to endure it because that's the team I was playing for. And it put a great burden and strain on me and my big bro Dre's relationship at that time. Because sitting there for going on 5 years and still not being given a release date, putting out street album after street album, free album. Let me just get it right. Free album after free album.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why now I go buy that album because I gave you 8, 9 free ones.
Please,
you get discouraged at a point, and that advance money runs out. And when you're not getting assistance from the label or support for the road, where it's like, man, I want to be out touring. No, we need you in the studio working on X, Y, and Z. But it's like I have to have a life myself. So you gotta sit it down and go. There is real life, and then there's that life. What is more important to me? What's more important to me is real life because I got a family to support. I got other people that depend on me. I got people that need me to put money on they people books to keep them right. Absolutely. That's a whole other conversation. You understand? But and that's what happened. And you know what I mean? And I had to walk away from that. I didn't want to leave that label. I didn't want it to be what it ended up being in that situation, but that's the way it had to go. So looking back at it, there's a lot of things I could have did differently, but I was younger. And I only saw that my lifeline is being taken away and all the work is being forsaken. So, but again, another part of it that I always try to stress to people, because a lot of fans will be able to read between the lines and see what was going on,
right.
But they still don't know really what was going on. So don't blame Dre. It's the same thing when people try to blame Obama for everything that happens to the country. He pulls all the strings. That's not how it gets down. He human just like I'm human. And I signed to him. So everything that came with it, I accepted it when I signed on the dotted line. So I can get mad, and I did get mad. But when you grow, when you bigger, you accept responsibility and playing your part in that. Even though a lot of it wasn't my fault, I'm here. And I got to be able to take the brunt of that and come through the fire. And so if it's right that way, it's going to work out for you. And that's what it did for me when we reconnected like 2 years ago now and got to sit down like men. And it's blessed. You know what I mean? We're going to make it real simple. He was big enough to apologize to me for what transpired in that situation. That takes a big man. Especially, like I said, big bro, you in a position where you ain't got to apologize. So I know that it's sincere. And I apologize to you if you think I did anything to hurt you. And that just took 500 pounds off my back.
That's dope.
That lifted that burden that hurt me because it was like, this is my big homie. I look up to this dude. And look what you put me through. Look what we went through. And this wasn't what we dreamed of and all the work that was done. So now it's beautiful. And our relationship is better than ever because I stand on my own 2 feet.
Oh, I love it, though, because we hadn't had a chance to rap, man. And
for a long time.
To really get all this insight. And I think it gives people insight of who you are. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Not just behind the mic. It's just outside the mic, too. So how has the Reformation changed from when you started to now?
Well, 700 songs later.
What's a real number?
What do you mean, 700 songs?
700 songs?
When I left the label, my hard drives, I had over 700 songs.
Oh, my gosh.
Get the fuck out of here.
That's how much
you
work. Remember, you were there, nigga.
I know.
Can-Am, I only wanted to work in Studio B because that's where Pac worked on all his shit. So that energy was in there. And I know this nigga do 1 billion songs a day. So at that time,
2-3 double albums. After.
Put the ad-libs on later. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, whatever he did. That was a way that I had to keep writing. So I just got into the mentality of I have to stay in the studio. So all I would do was just record, send songs to Dre, yes, no. Okay, that's cool, but you got to change this hook. Like, you'd be working on the same song and have to try 8-9 different ways of creating a hook. Oh, so then you just get into the mode of just creating songs. So that's what I did for therapy. So the difference, I was under the gun then. And if I didn't do X amount of songs, I couldn't get my re-up. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't. You see what I'm saying? So it becomes a factory. This is just real talk.
That's why you said That's why you use the fact I got you.
It's a plant.
It's a plant.
There's a wonderful story behind the plant. But anyway, that's why I was doing the songs like that, because it's like you gotta be a ghostwriter.
It's a volume thing.
Because you got to be able to show. You can't think that you got one bomb song to play for Dre and this nigga gonna shoot it down.
Like, nah.
You spent 2 weeks on one song. Like, nigga, Jesus in this song. Nigga, watch when it come through the speakers. You gonna see him.
Well, Jesus could have rapped that a little better.
That's
exactly.
Jesus could have got off a little better.
So you got to come with a bunch of songs. And hopefully something sticks. So that was just my mentality. So the difference, I was going through so much stress and so much strife. The negative energy, that's why we telling people I'm not releasing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Besides the stuff that I thought was in a good enough energy to put on the street albums and blah, blah, blah. But the rest of that shit, I was in despair. Wow. I wasn't focused.
That was going to be one of my other questions. You walked away with everything?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, because there was too many songs. They didn't know what I got.
Right. They can't keep track.
But the thing that the big bro did for me is he just clean break. Because he was that hurting him, and it was just like, okay, fuck it. Let's go.
Yeah.
But it came with a heavy weight to it too. But my drives, because I was smart enough to have my own drives.
Right.
Most artists wouldn't have their drives. They just have the studio's drives.
Yeah.
So they do their songs and leave them. Nah, nigga.
You need that hard drive.
I'm Jewish too. I'm taking my shit. This is my shit. You know what I'm saying? Hand me that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That way you have your power.
So none of the songs are on from like the past are on the new project?
The only thing that I kept was an intro that Lord Finesse did for me at Can-Am. And he was introducing the Reformation. I kept that because that was so powerful. And I look up another architect. I respect the architects of every facet of life, be it music, be it industry, be it spiritual, whatever it is, be it civil war, be whatever it is. I study the architects. I'm a historian. So for me, it was important that I had those architects involved in the album. So that's the only thing that stayed, was just his intro. And then it's a whole nother ill song called Found My Way Out.
So the original Reformation is completely
scratched.
Never existed, basically.
You were just creating. You didn't even actually make an album.
But see, what happened was every time I made songs, they would get turned down, so it would become nigger noise.
Right.
It would become Pope Mobile. It would become Caltroit was when the big homie Dilla passed and Proof passed, and it was just a sad time. So for us, it was just a wake. It was so fucked up back then. That's what I'm saying. Like, I've forgotten more because of all that stress and drinking and just being fucked up. It was so much misery back then. Just because I remember when I first signed and I was hollering at Dilla every other day because I wanted to have Dilla do half of the album and Dre do half of the album. I didn't know how sick he was because I was just getting to know him. And I didn't see him a lot. I talked to him on the phone. And this is when he was staying over with Common off of Highland, I think it was. And next thing I know, he dies. It's fucked up. And fuck rap. Again, it's like, it's Dilla.
Yeah.
This was gonna be an amazing thing, and that man passed too young, but it was time. So I can't argue with God and life. But there goes Dilla. Then Proof get killed.
Damn.
And the reason that Proof is dear to my heart, because when I was still hustling and passing out my Who I Gotta Kill to get a record deal mixtapes, we came down to a D12 video set, and I'll never forget. This man took time out to meet me, shake my hand, and go, "What you got there?" I said, "I got my mixtapes." He's like, "Let me help you hand those out around the video set."
Wow.
Why do you think he gave you enough attention at that point?
That was just Proof.
Wow.
That's his spirit. The same way he pushed him, the same way he helped anybody, and the way that he would ingratiate himself to a person on the same path.
Yeah.
And that's, give me goosebumps right now, because every time I saw Proof after that, I was the same way. So here's another man that I admire, and there's a beautiful spirit on his path, and then he gets killed. So that's why we made Caltroit. It was celebrating them. You know what I'm saying? And it was a way of us having, I think we did the first song for it out in Detroit after his funeral. Me and Black Milk at the old studios where Slum Village used to do all that shit. But it was just a fucked up time.
Yeah.
So a lot of that music just, I just don't dig the energy of it. When I listen to it, I remember where I was.
It takes you
shit
to that
was
place.
fucked up.
Yeah.
Other people be like, "Ooh, that shit fire." I'm like,
nah.
nigga, I think I was crying. I think I was drunk, my nigga. I think I was really hurting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep, that was it. Yeah.
So, but that's what was happening with a lot of those albums. It's because they would be like, "No, that's not it." But I didn't know what was really going on.
Yeah.
You couldn't have a release date. Wasn't nothing gonna come out anyway until Detox came out. So you was just spinning your wheels for nothing.
Wow. So everything was pretty much on hold until that came out.
But we didn't know that.
You didn't find that out till after.
You being a machine at this point, putting shit out, not knowing.
And it's still never.
And they're not
came
gonna
out.
tell you, and it still never came out.
That's crazy.
So
is it ever coming out?
I have no idea.
Because it was talks about it last year coming out.
That's a conversation for Dre. You know what I mean? What I learned too with that. See, this is us. But when I go on other radio shows, so what does Dre think? I'm like, talk to that nigga.
Right.
Nobody.
My religion is about my own business. I can't speak for that man. If that nigga called me and said, I want you to say X, Y, and Z for me, then yeah. But other than that, nigga, I speak for me and me alone.
I like my new religion.
Yes, I love my new religion too. Mind my own motherfucking business.
I like that.
But the Reformation is just. It's a journey from lower self to higher self.
Okay.
I'm gonna give that much away because when you listen to it, it goes from darkness into the light. Because that's what my life was.
Right.
Yeah.
So I want it to be reflective, and I want it to be a lesson. My album really is a symbol for perseverance, for not giving up, not relenting, going through the fire and not giving a fuck what happens. Because I went against everything and I'm still me and I'm even more powerful at it. And I don't have the glazed over eyes of a lion that's been in captivity. I'm a slave on some Nat Turner shit that got away and I'm free.
Yeah.
Give us free. You know what I mean? And I'm building my own city. This is the Reconstruction period. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, fuck that. We got on Black Wall Street. We doing this shit. We know who we are.
Here go my paper.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's the energy behind the Reformation, because it's more than just a hip-hop album. It's a world album. And it's scary because everything on it came true. It's been prophetic. It's been scary because when we were doing it, all this shit started happening. Mass shootings, the police shit, all
and
this
this
shit.
subject matter you got on.
Yeah,
Damn.
Wow.
It's scary.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? It's scary. So it's a soundtrack for real life.